Movies. We watch movies. You listen to us talk about movies that we watched without you.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Super FilmsCast 64.
Hey, you didn't start it with hey this time. Throw in a what's up.
What's up, everybody?
Ooh, a little morning DJ there.
A little morning DJ. Hey,
trying out.
What's up, ladies and gents out there? We're going to play some cool new tunes on 99.5 The Fox.
Oh, see, but now you went smooth. Before, you were like, hey, everybody, there goes listen to it. We got weather on the tubes.
We got a car show over at the Grapevine Mall, and we're going to give tickets to Kool and the Gang. Yeah! You got to enter in and name your top 5 Kool and the Gang songs. Are the Kool and Gang still around? Probably not, right?
Possibly?
Dead, right?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're dead.
Yeah, they're probably dead.
Kool and the Gang lived fast, died hard.
R.I.P. Kool and the Gang. R.I.P.
Specifically you, Kool.
Yeah. The gang, you know, whatever.
Whatever.
Just the gang.
Get real names, jerks.
Get real with it. So this is Super FilmsCast 64, the show where we talk about films.
Listen, you guys, you may like movies, but on this podcast, we talk about films. Yeah.
That's my favorite part of the show is when we say film.
Hey, that's Trey Mitchell behind the mic.
That's the only thing I like about the show is saying the word films.
That's the only thing?
Only thing.
It's the only thing that keeps it going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that peak at the very top and then
that's
just
it.
A very slow slide downward.
Yeah, I don't even really listen to the rest of the show. I just the films and I'm checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of edging.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you come right away and then
Yeah.
like you just keep stroking just for the sake of it.
For the hell of it, for the funds,
You
the gigs.
like blocked out an hour and so you're like, well, I guess I'm doing this.
Just gonna say films a few times and just close my eyes and have Adam talk for the rest of the podcast.
I don't know. I think there was one of us that talked for like 10 minutes straight on the last episode, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't Adam.
I don't talk that much. I really don't.
I
I'm trying
know.
to let you talk more so people can get to know you more, Adam. I feel that you're kind of the enigma.
It's
of
okay.
the show.
People know you and they love you,
They
and
don't
that's why
love
they
me.
listen.
Nobody loves me.
If anybody listens, it's because they love Crazy Train.
No one loves me. No one likes me. Everyone hates me. They love Adam. They love the Fullerton.
I don't think so.
They love the goofy antics of the Fullerton.
I've never gotten a listener to buy me a gift.
Yeah. No, you haven't. Not yet. We'll fix that. We'll fix that.
You see, that's my sly way of like
Asking for a gift.
telling people
Buy you
I
things.
accept gifts.
Adam does accept gifts. Do you accept the greatest gift of all?
You guys Venmo me.
Jesus' love.
Oh God, no! I was talking about Stone Cold Cash, baby. Adam Fullerton at Adam Fullerton on Venmo. Send some cash my way.
Are you a gift giver or a bug catcher?
A gift giver or a bug catcher?
Yeah. Did you ever hear Gordon's segment about gift giving and bug catching?
I have not.
Well, I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Because I don't want to make people leave.
You just want me to free associate bug catcher makes me think of Pokemon.
No, it's not Pokemon.
These shorts sure are comfy.
Oh, you might say that, but it's not Pokemon.
I have a feeling with
Gordon Keith?
with some of the context clues in your
What do you think it is?
in your gift giving and bug catching.
All right, just in your mind, it's Gordon Keith. What do you think it is?
Sucks. That's my Gordon doing the voice to not get
What did you
dropped.
say?
Anal sex.
No, kind of, but that's not the whole thing, whole picture. You're partially right.
The whole picture, HOLE.
Yeah, HOLE picture. You're partially right.
Okay. The bug catcher.
It's about
AIDS, yeah. I was on it. I watched Philadelphia. I know what it is.
Speaking of films,
Oh, did I just happen to mention an Oscar-winning film?
You did.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So what have you been watching, Adam? Did you see Wonder Woman?
No.
Sexist. You're sexist because you haven't seen it yet.
Hold on. No, I would have, but there was that women's only showing, and that was the only one I could go to, and I would have gone.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was going to go this weekend, but the Champions League final was on. I went to a friend's house to go, and they played a drinking game during the soccer match, and I got wasted,
nice.
Baby. So,
hey, bada bing.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, Austin didn't get invited either. Trey, you don't like soccer?
No, but I like company.
Oh, God. Oh, what? You couldn't have squeezed me in with your 14 Leftovers episodes that you watched?
Yeah, I did watch a lot of Leftovers.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt that.
I'm just kidding. I don't care. It's fine. You know? Just leave me out of everything everybody does.
Trust me, if I could go back, I would not have done that, and I would have seen Wonder Woman, and we would have had an interesting podcast. But instead,
we got this.
We got a backup.
We got this. We got this podcast. No one likes to do work on the weekends. You know, everyone's just skiing on the weekends. No one does work anymore.
Everybody's skiing on the weekends?
Yeah. Like George Dunn says, we're still skiing on the weekends.
Right.
You know?
I understand.
You still ski on the weekends?
You get the boat, you tear up the lake.
Not the kind of skiing I'm talking about, bruh. And by the way, for the listeners at home, I'm touching my nose.
I don't get it.
It's cocaine. It's a
cocaine
joke.
I don't do drugs.
You don't?
No.
You should start.
What?
Super Weeds Cast 64.
But cocaine is in the weeds?
Super 420 Cast 64. That's our next podcast.
Super 9/11 casts.
Super Holocaust Cast 64.
Super Holocaust.
Holocaust?
No,
we need to have a
God.
alcoholic cast.
Where you just get drunk?
Yeah.
Or you talk about
both.
All your favorite times that you got drunk. Because let me tell you, there's nothing other people like hearing more than recounting the times that other people get drunk.
You know, my two not even a pet peeve, but yeah, that's not even the drunk, but sex stories on podcasts kind of, they don't annoy me, but just too much of it can be just too much, you know, for some reason for me. I don't need to know about how many times you had a blowjob on a podcast, you know?
Well, good.
I mean, if you want to say it on air, I'm fine with that, but...
I mean, it wouldn't be fun to say 0.
Oh, no.
Trey, I'm saving myself.
You're saving yourself for your lovely girlfriend?
Yeah, not for marriage or anything, just for when she finally decides to touch my gross
I
penis.
finally met her last week.
Yeah,
and she's very nice, very sweet, very cute, very nice. She's a nice girl. She's a nice catch. Caught a good one there, Adam.
Be careful.
Why?
Does
she listen?
Yeah, you throwing out all those adjectives. Meanwhile, me over here, she's my property. Just gonna come over and compliment a man's lawn like that?
Yeah, you can. I mean, that's a nice thing to do in this world.
Yeah, makes me think that you want to cut my grass.
Oh, I mean, if you're offering.
That's not what I was offering. And that kind of talk is going to get you in a fight like Rocky.
That's your segue. That's your segue out of things.
No, I'm just going to make a goal.
I just want to say that I'm very glad I've met you and Austin, because you guys are the two goofiest people I know. And I used to have two friends in college, and they had the same kind of goofy ass personality. And so it's sort of like doing a podcast with those two guys. And so
we're like replacements for these guys that you've lost contact with.
Replacement friends. That's what you are. But you're goofy as hell, and it makes the podcast better, I think, because I'm pretty stale. I don't have a good voice. I kind of just don't. I mumble. I don't have great points. I flip flop. I stutter. I can't speak very well. But I got you two guys to kind of right the ship.
Hey, Trey.
Yeah.
You know that stuttering?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that makes me think of?
The King's Speech.
The King's Speech.
It's another Oscar-winning film.
baby. I'm gonna do that every single sentence.
You're just trying to segue everything.
I'm just gonna be like, yo, I got all these films.
You got all this knowledge.
Shooting rapid fire. So Trey.
So does your girlfriend like movies and TV?
She does.
Okay.
Yeah. I go with her once a week. Is what we were supposed to do. We've kind of slipped up lately with moving and all.
Sure.
But yeah.
What's her name again? I'm sorry. You
Gina.
Gina.
Yeah,
okay. All right. I didn't know if you wanted to say it on air or not.
I don't know.
I guess no one's listening, but some people don't like to do that.
You guys, if you send $15 to my Venmo, I'll let you jerk off.
Does she listen to this?
No, she doesn't.
I'm sorry, Gina. I'm sorry about what he just said.
Listen, they're gonna jerk off regardless. I might as well get some cash.
Might as well. She's very cute.
Well,
she's very nice.
Don't oversell it.
She's very cute. I was surprised. Like, whoa, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This bag of trash.
That means we all have a chance.
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously. If Adam can pull that, it means anyone can pull it. Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead and pull it, everyone.
Okay. No, I'm wondering because for me, I feel like when I talk to girls, I feel like it needs, like, if I, the girl that I, have a relationship with should have similar interests, but that's sort of a weird thing to say. Like, I don't need them to be video gamers and TV movie nerds and sports fans, but
right.
But thing is, though, a lot of my mind goes to movies and TV a lot and video games a lot, and so a lot of my references are to movies and TV.
Right.
And so I feel like it would be very hard to talk to someone who didn't have those interests.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that it's nice to have someone who you vibe with maybe really well on one of those things.
Yeah.
Like if you find someone who does like movies or TV shows. So you have something you can talk about and then doesn't care about the rest of it.
Yeah.
Because there are times, like specifically with sports, I don't want to like fight with somebody over stuff that is I don't like or disagree with, and then you have opinions on everything, and eventually that Russian roulette is going, and you're gonna get a bullet in that brain.
Ooh, you know what else had Russian roulette in it, right?
Please tell me.
The Deer Hunter.
Film.
Oops.
Films.
No, there is one girl I'm kind of talking to, and she's not into anything.
She's not. She just doesn't like things.
She doesn't like movies or TV. I think she likes TV, but not movies.
What does she like?
And she doesn't like. She likes sports, which I like sports. All right, I'm not the sports guy, Well,
I mean, I think
but
if
I like
you can
sports, though, I like the, I work at a sports radio station. I like sports.
Right.
But
if you can, let her have alpha sports status, then I think that's something that could work very well.
All right. We'll see how it goes.
Especially, I feel like girls who like sports would be into that.
Yeah.
Into you.
Ticket guy.
Into you just being like...
overnight board op with bitch tits and lazy eye. That's what they're into?
Well, I don't know who this girl is.
All right. I'm sorry. I kind of go self-deprecating too much.
Well, no, yeah. It was a nice change from when you were deprecating me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just joking about that. You're very handsome.
No, come on.
You're very handsome, Adam.
No, stay with the character for the podcast.
Any girl would love to have you.
Come on, don't flip-flop.
Very handsome guy.
Yeah, flip-flop like John Kerry, who is a politician.
Super Politician Cast 64. This is the weirdest podcast I've ever been on, by the way.
In what way?
It's just so scatterbrained. I don't know. It's funny, though. I hope people enjoy it.
That's good.
I really do, because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking with you, Adam.
That's good.
Having conversations.
I enjoy it
about
as well.
Films and stuff.
Is this the time when I say speaking of films?
Yeah, you're supposed to say speaking of films. What have you been watching? You didn't say anything. You just told me about a party you went to.
Because I've been bad. I haven't watched a whole lot of movie. I watched the Fargo TV show.
Yeah. How's that going? So I haven't watched it yet.
This third season is not as good as the first two. The first two I would put up. The second one specifically against any season of television.
Yeah, that second season was really good.
This third season is not as good, and unless there's some kind of crazy twist, is probably not on the same level as True Detective Season 2, but not that much higher.
True Detective Season 2, I was out the minute they said no more like supernatural stuff or no more cult stuff. Because that was what sold it for me. And I mean, the performances are great, and I like Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, and they had some nice babes in there too. But what sold it for me was the almost supernatural aspect of it. Even though it wasn't supernatural, it was still creepy and weird.
Yeah.
You had these weird cultish kind of sex and sex, not sex, sexts. I can't say it right. SECTS.
Yes.
And that's what sold it for that. That was weird. That's interesting to me. That's something I like in movies and TV. And then, but then the second season, they're like, oh, it's just going to be kind of a cop show. I'm like, nah, I'm out. I was out. I didn't even watch one episode if I knew I wasn't going to like it. But,
It's okay. It's not as bad as people say it is.
Okay.
But definitely. So you watched Leftovers.
Yeah. So
based on my recommendation, I'll take 100% of the credit.
Okay, fine. You can take
Adam
credit.
Got Trey into a good television show. What'd you think, Lost Boy?
It was pretty good, man. I liked it a lot. It reminded me of Lost in a lot of different ways.
Isn't it like so Lost?
It's very Lost. It's Lost light. It's not all crazy, but there is, an overarching mystery of where did these people go. I don't think they're ever going to answer it. Where they went. Yeah, I don't think so. I hear it gets really weird.
It just ended on Sunday.
Yeah, so I know. I saw like review titles, and a lot of them were like, it answers everything but answers nothing, and all these, which kind of. I think what happened with Lost is they answered too much of the wrong questions. Yeah, and they should have left some of those questions kind of void, and then I don't know. It was weird. I wish Lost was made today. I wish it was made on HBO. And they could have creative freedom, and they didn't have to have 3 episodes of 25-episode seasons. Yeah. Or 3 seasons of 25 episodes.
That's the biggest problem for me. Because I didn't watch it when it was on. I watched it after the fact.
Yeah.
And it is just it's really good, but it's just a beating to get through.
Yeah.
Because there are so many episodes, and they're an hour long. So...
They could have cut the first season, probably. They could have cut a quarter or a third of that, I think.
I feel like the first season it kind of works because they do each of the character vignettes.
But there's some episodes that are definitely filler, like the Greater Good and it was the Greater Good and the Kate episode that were kind of that bridged Do No Harm and Exodus. They're kind of bridge those two. They could have cut one of those out. And they could have cut some of... Yeah, it really works for season 1 because you're finding out who these characters are. Then season 2, it kind of gets into that little... They're trying to pad it, like the Hurley episode. Which I like Hurley. He's great, but there's a lot of padding. There was like 2 Hurley episodes that didn't need to exist. Sun and Jin were just very boring. I never really cared for their episodes. Kate was fine, but they just kept putting like, oh, and she did this, oh, she did that, oh. Then Jack's just trying to fix things.
Bad.
I liked her though, man. She was my first love, Evangeline Lilly.
Your first love?
Yeah. I don't know my first love, but first like TV love.
Okay.
And I didn't watch a lot of TV until Lost. So
that was maybe that's why you like it, because it was your first TV.
Yeah. It's. I don't mean to make this a Lost segment, but. It was definitely my first TV show because, I mean, I liked stuff as kids like Simpsons and, Saturday morning cartoons and Power Rangers and Dragon Ball Z and, all that kid stuff when I was a kid, but I didn't get into the X-Files as a kid.
Right.
I never watched anything on TV because I thought it was all doctor and lawyer shows, and I never liked doctor and lawyer shows more, what do they call them? Procedural shows.
Right.
Never cared for that. And I just never, it was barely internet, never really researched anything to find out, oh, there's all this cool stuff out there. It was kind of a similar thing with me in video games is I kind of grew out of it because I didn't realize there was other stuff out there.
Yeah.
And then I get into Lost in a weird way. it was kind of weird because actually I was really into Harry Potter at the time, and I was reading on a message board that they, this is a really weird story, but I read on a message board that they referenced Harry Potter in an episode of Lost. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch that. Oh, this is a cool show. Oh, now it's my favorite show.
How did you watch it?
The first season,
Did you
I watched out of order.
rent it?
No, I
from Blockbuster.
I bought it on DVD, Adam. I rewatched everything illegally.
Trey, when was this?
This was 2004. I've downloaded episodes, online.
Really?
There was like a website that you could download all the episodes, but they were like a la carte downloads.
See, I guess my parents just did not pony up for internet until, and I knew this, that like until later, we didn't have DSL forever. So like that kind of stuff, not even possible.
Are you
me.
an only child?
No, I have an older sister and a younger brother.
Okay. I didn't know if that was, maybe it was just that you're the only one or something. But
No, I think my parents fear technology.
Oh.
They're not going to adapt well.
Oh, no.
The world's going to leave them behind.
Oh, no. I think my parents fear technology, but they use it anyway. They have to use it. But my dad doesn't like computers and whatnot. And I'm the guy that has to fix everything and do everything for
always.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll call you while you're recording a podcast and ask you how to turn the subtitles off.
Even my little sister, who's 16 now, she doesn't really know how to use computers because she uses her smartphone for everything, and so she has problems with computers. It's weird. It's a very weird generational thing that's going on.
Does she see the floppy disk for save and go, WTF?
What is this?
She
I think
says,
people know what floppies are.
WTF?
WTF? She
or
snaps it?
OMFG, yeah. She'll send you a Snapchat.
Of what is this?
And be like, Trey.
Remember these?
TTYL. That's what kids say.
TTYL, that's what they say? Okay. Anyway, I watched the first season out of order of Lost. Which was weird, but it made sense to me.
So let's go back and let's tie up all these threads. So you watched all of Lost out of order. Evangeline Lilly was your first TV crush. Leftovers
Leftovers is a lot like Lost.
Leftovers was a lot like Lost.
Where there's no Evangeline Lilly, but there are plenty of other babes in that show.
The girl who plays Nora.
Yes.
She is
top bae.
She's on Fargo.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
The new season?
She's the main
Dude, I
lady
like
cop.
her. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
She's really good in that show. Because she plays it very, because she can be like really, kind of really just, I don't like to say bitchy because I think it's sort of a sexist term, but disturbed. Like she could be really like goofy and quirky at one point, and then she'd be really like, she's just fucked in the head the next point.
Yeah.
And no, I thought she was the best character in that show. Definitely by far. Yeah, I think she was the best character in that show.
Apparently, seasons 2 and 3 are very different from season 1.
That's what I hear. It seems like the first season could have been its own thing. It really did. The ending was very, and I talked to Machine about it a little bit today, and he said the word beautiful, and I could agree. Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's very poignant. How it's not. It's definitely a show that could have stood on its own. And he told me also the second season they were supposed to end it there, and that
at the end of season 2.
Yeah, into season 2.
The reason that I got into Leftovers at all was because someone told me that season 2 has 2 perfect episodes.
Really?
So.
Huh.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I've seen an episode and a half of season 2.
I've only watched 1 episode in season 2.
It's, it kind of plays with the cliche of the perfect family that has a dark kind of thing going on,
Yeah.
That's been done a lot.
Yep.
So, but we'll see how that goes.
One of the problems, with the reason that I'm only as far as I am, because I'm watching it with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. So keep girls away from your TV.
Keep the girls away from the TV. See, I need a girl that can just watch TV with me, and I
but
can get through some more shows.
They like doing other things too.
That's true.
And then if one of you's gone and the other one's there, and you're like, this would be a perfect time for me to watch an episode.
That's a very 21st century problem.
Yeah,
right there.
she's going to bed at 10:30. And I'm like, what am I gonna do?
You gotta watch another show. You gotta have more than one show.
Yeah,
you gotta have a show for you. Show for
gotta
the
watch
lady.
the Louis C.K. special.
Yeah.
I
haven't watched Louis C.K. in a while.
Well, anyway.
Anyway, The Leftovers. So I think
I think you're
really
done.
good.
I think you're done talking about The Leftovers,
No,
Trey.
I have a few questions for you.
Okay, go for it.
So I think it's really good. It's very much like Lost. It's not Lost where there's all this crazy stuff going on, even though, I mean, the whole gist of it is something insane. It's crazy, and it's a really cool premise because it's pretty much 2% of the world's population has vanished.
Correct.
And it's interesting because it's not apocalyptic
No.
as far as, like, it doesn't destroy society, but it totally alters our way of living and thinking.
Correct.
So
Also, just another thing. Do you feel like this town has been disproportionately affected by...
yeah, a little bit.
What is it? It's like 2 million people disappear. And
That's not a lot of people.
Yeah,
That's
and
no. There were more than 2 million people disappeared.
I was trying to remember. Or is
It was
like
like
100
200 million or
It
something.
may have been
yeah.
200 million.
But still a little disproportionate. I mean, yeah, especially with countries with a billion people like China. And
Yeah,
a little disproportionate.
that's just a thought that I had.
But,
so go ahead. Go ahead. Ask me your questions. I'm ready.
So anyway, the one kind of thing that I found was a plot hole was, so what's her name? The main chick, the
Nora?
Nora Jones, right?
Nora Durst.
Nora Durst. Okay, Nora Durst. She is sisters with the Doctor Who guy, right? The
Yes.
priest. He was the doctor in Doctor Who.
Right.
Yeah, and they're brother and sister. Now that priest is really good friends with the main character, what's his name? Nick, right? Or Kevin or Kyle. I don't know character names. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Kevin. I think his name's Kevin, right? He
I
has a
don't
weird
think it's
name like
Kevin.
Kevin. We're gonna call
Continue.
him Kevin. So he's like best buds with him. But and she's lived in that town forever. She's lived there. But this cop who's the detective, he's good friends with the priest, but he doesn't know Nora Jones when he meets her. Like, he has no clue who she is, and they meet.
I don't think they're good friends. I think he was buddies with his dad.
Really? I don't know. But it seems like a small enough town where they would all know each other. And when he picks him up, he's like, they act like they've known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem right. Seemed a little off. And also, what kind of job does this cop have where he can just disappear for 2 days and no one questions it?
Kevin.
I said Kevin.
Kevin Garvey.
So what kind of job does this guy have where he can just disappear for 2 days, 3 days, and no one questions it?
I like that he's just consistently called from home wearing street clothes. And he has to get dressed and do all this stuff. And what, the deer is still in the school?
It's a weird small
He's got to
town.
drive all the way out
Yeah.
there. He's got to get dressed. Can't find any of his shirts. And go, the deer's still in the school?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's it's one of those shows where the characters kind of play by their own rules, not really the rules of how things would really be.
Ooh, I like it.
But yeah, it's fine though. I mean, for what it is, it's good. I just found that a little weird that he had no clue who Nora Jones was.
You know who else played by their own?
Nora Durst.
Nora Durst. You know who else played by their own rules?
What?
Bruce Willis in Die Hard, baby.
Bada bing. Bada boom.
Yippee,
Do you have any
ki-yay, motherfucker.
Do you have news?
I have one thing that I would like you to see.
Okay.
The Transformers, the new Transformers poster came out. I want you to give that bad boy a look. Listeners as well.
Are you gonna show me the picture?
Do I have to do everything for you?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
This is your show, not my show.
Okay.
You do this for the
Here you go.
P1s, not for me.
It's like a stereotypical, like, the three main characters. There's Mark Wahlberg in the middle, and then Anthony Hopkins,
Poor Anthony Hopkins
to the side, Megan Fox, and they're like ready to fight.
Yeah.
Behind them, Optimus Prime and another Transformer with giant like clubs.
Jesus.
And then above them, there's like a dragon. Just a
What is the hell is going on in this?
It's really bad.
It looks horrible.
And
there's like a little robot there, and
it also looks really bad.
It looks very photoshopped.
Yeah. You can tell very obviously that
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg is not where he claims to be.
Where have all the good posters gone? Because I retweeted something earlier today where it was they had the Tupac movie and the new Mummy movie side by side, and it's just the faces.
I saw that.
Where are all the good posters gone, man?
Tell
us. Tell us. Tell us.
I think that they like when people make their own.
Yeah, I do too.
They'll just go and we'll make a movie and we don't need to worry about the poster. You guys will make one.
Yeah, they should probably get the fans to do it.
Just crowdsource it.
Yeah, crowdsource that.
Way easier than paying somebody.
I think they should crowdsource things more, like movie plots and twists and shows. I think if I ever made a show, I would set up some kind of mystery and then have the
let
fans.
The fans decide?
Yeah.
But the whole point is...
I tell you, some of the best theories I've heard on TV shows are from fans. Because they're thinking of things the creators aren't thinking of.
I agree, and people are on it, but if you're able to figure it out, then that's not fun.
No, that's true too. Yeah.
I want it to be something that no one ever expected.
Mm-hmm.
It was like when I first heard the theory about Game of Thrones, I was like...
What's the theory? That it's just a...
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I'm behind 2 seasons though.
Okay,
yeah.
well
I know everything that happens.
Okay, so when it's revealed that Daenerys and Jon are siblings,
yeah,
it's
spoilers
like
for everyone else.
You read that theory for the first time and you're like, oh, obviously this is correct, and that's a bummer.
Yeah, that's true. I could see that.
So I tend to avoid fan theories.
Yeah.
I enjoy people like enjoying the show, but and it happened with Mr. Robot too, and that was the first one where I decided I'll look and see some fan theories. And the very first one I read, it was like he's in prison. And
I haven't watched the show yet. Are you ruining it right now?
Season 2 I am.
Okay.
It's not ruined, but yeah, it's just like the way things are shot, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it's obvious now,
sure.
And then it happens in the show, and I don't get the same
satisfaction,
cool feeling, so I just kind of avoid all that stuff.
I'm with you, and I was bad about it, and I not as much as anymore, but I used to look at spoilers for Lost. Now I never got into like tell me the exact things that happened, but it was like, oh, this character's gonna be on the next episode. What does that mean? Oh, the title. Stuff like that to kind of, and tantalize you.
So Trey.
Yeah. Anymore, I guess also there's some Harry Potter movie coming out, like about Voldemort's origin.
I didn't see that.
Like a trailer came out. It was weird. Like nothing was talked about this movie until like I just saw a trailer about it, and I didn't even watch the trailer. But I guess I don't know what they're doing.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen this at all, and I feel like that would be something that's everywhere if it was correct.
Yeah, let me look this up. I'm a little scattered on this podcast. I feel like I'm really good with the FilmsCast as far as getting all the news, but this one I just don't feel like I am up to snuff as you are. So Warner Bros. Gave the green light to Harry Potter spinoff movie Voldemort Origins of the Heir. Following the go-ahead, Triangle Films, the production behind the movie about a franchise's biggest villain, released the first teaser to Tom Riddle's young life.
Interesting.
So Tom Riddle, sure. I guess that could be good. I'd rather see something about James Potter and the Marauders, honestly. Or maybe like the first war with Voldemort.
Yeah.
But I'd rather see that as a book than a movie, I'd rather see a book of that.
I bet that she's not going to just write another book. I think she's just going to go straight to movies from now on, and that's a shame because she's a better movie writer than...
Or she's a better book
She's
writer
a better book writer than she is a screenwriter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
As definitely evidence through Fantastic Beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
so that's the news.
this is our 7th episode.
7th episode. We're actually only 34 minutes in, so we're good. We're not going over like we have in the past.
This is good.
Yeah, this is really good.
7th episode. Trey.
Yeah.
007. 007.
Oh, no. Really? I didn't see that connection.
007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 007. 0 007. That's how... Super Films Cast. Super Films, FilmsCast 64. Super FilmsCast, Super Films, Super FilmsCast 64. Super FilmsCast 64, Super FilmsCast 64, Super FilmsCast 64. Adam and Trey. And that's the end.
That's the end. So that was your new intro for the old intro.
Oh boy,
I'm probably not going to cut that.
that's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So yeah, James Bond,
007, man.
a movie franchise unlike
Any other.
You finished my
Sandwiches.
sandwich. Yes.
We're on the same wavelength. Me and you and I. We're not so different, you and I.
Ooh.
Is that Fernando or
Dr.
Dr. Evil? Is that Fernando or Dr. Evil? I don't know.
Is that
both
a
of them are
fun
kind of the
game
same.
that you want to play?
Yeah, Fernando or Dr. Evil. We're not
Play
so different, you and I. Okay. They're
Ooh.
kind of the same person. This is incredibly
Yeah.
weird.
Just go talk to him about it.
Hey, Fernando, are you really Dr. Evil? Yes, I am. Okay. Groobs was my mini-me.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Jeez, we're coming onto a revelation. Who's
Uh-oh.
Austin Powers
And
in the ticket lore?
well, I guess since you discovered it, it's got to be you.
I'm Austin Powers, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. You remember when this was a cool voice to use in 1999?
Shagadelic.
Yeah, baby.
Shag now or shag later.
Ha!
Do I make you horny, baby?
Austin Powers cast 64. Anyway, James Bond.
Yeah, James Bond.
Yeah.
How do you feel about James Bond, Trey?
I feel good about the Bond characters in the films.
Well, there's really just one.
There's just one. Which is the one?
Well,
Is
I
it
mean, there's one character, and that's James
Octopussy?
Bond.
Is that the best one, Octopussy?
Austin will tell you it's Octopussy, but I
It has the
doubt
best
he's
name.
actually seen
I
it.
doubt he's seen it too. So
He
Austin-
says it's not because it says pussy, but I still don't believe him.
it's because of the pussy. Grab him by the octopussy, okay? Okay, that's my favorite James
Wow.
Bond film. Okay.
What
It's
about
so good?
From Russia with Love? I bet he loves that one.
I love From Russia with
Oh.
Love. It kind of encapsulates everything I'm about. I like Goldfinger too, okay? Because I like
Oh,
Gold
man,
a
he's-
lot. He's a Bond
He's
villain,
yeah, basically.
pretty much. Sorry for all you Trumpsters out there. I did feel bad. I was at a dinner thing. I was doing a roast or a joke thing, and I said
Wait,
I said a few Trump jokes. I kind of felt bad because I think a lot of the people in the audience were Trump fans, and I should have.
Who are you roasting?
Don't worry about it. But I should.
I want to know what I didn't get invited to.
It's not something you would be invited to
Why?
because you didn't know anyone there.
Homosexuals Anonymous?
Might be. We're so anonymous. Yeah, you wouldn't know anyone there. I'm sure you go to that all the time.
Yeah, I was like, it may surprise you the people I know.
Yeah. You know a lot of powerful people. I know you've been to a lot of masked sex parties,
Mm-hmm.
like in Eyes Wide Shut. Another film. Film. So anyway, James. No, the story was though I did a little too many Trump jokes. I should have said this roast is going as well as a Trump presidency. I said that, and then I should have gone or as well as a Hillary campaign. Yeah, I should have made it equal opportunity, evened it out, but I didn't.
Well, only
just went with
one
the
of
Trump.
those two was in Home Alone 2.
Ooh, another. How many people do you think are listening right now?
I think this is a pretty good bit. I enjoy it.
So, you want to maybe go with your history with James Bond first? We could talk about sort of, because I think we're both big Bond fans, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. For me, Pierce Brosnan was
Mhm.
Bond when I was
A tyke.
when I would watch them. And so for me,
Little Adam.
that was good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what's the deal with this James Bond
What's
thing?
the deal with all these Bond movies?
And I had watched Austin Powers
Mhm.
before. I watched most Bonds. I would say probably all of them. I probably saw Austin Powers before I saw any Bond
That's
movie.
interesting. I don't know if I have or not. I want to say no because I saw GoldenEye. So yeah. Keep
Okay.
going, yeah.
But so it was kind of looking through it of the lens where it was campy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, these are kind of dumb. But as I've grown and I've kind of come to be, I don't know, disillusioned with movies that always have to be so dark.
Mm-hmm.
They all have to be Batman, and the Batman movies are good. Chris Nolan Batman's movies are great, but it's, every single
how
one
did
wants to be
you-
so dark and edgy, and you're not going to have a Batman that goes back to the George Clooney Batmans. And in that same vein, James Bond, they're never going to be a laser beam going towards his crotch,
Yeah.
and they're going to blow up the moon in order to rise the tides or steal gold from Fort Knox. Like, that's not the goal.
So how do you feel about the newer editions then? Casino Royale on.
I like them when they're good. I liked Skyfall.
Yeah.
Skyfall was mostly about James Bond,
Mm-hmm.
but when it's dealing with hackers and taking down entire countries, and that, I just get such tired head where I just don't need this. The stakes have been raised
Yeah.
so much in movies that it's almost where everything is
World ending, like every Avengers movie is
everything
the end of the world.
is the end of the world, or it's pretty much, because if you go back and you watch the Bond movies, everything is generally Russians or Soviets
Mhm.
or some sort of thing like that with nukes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always a bad thing. It's always nukes. Now it's kind of that way with hackers.
Yeah.
And
Terrorism.
and every single villain also has to be a genius
Mm-hmm.
hacker. The problem is
Hackers.
that
We need to review hackers.
there's no like giant.
I'm actually going to write that down. We need
Bomb.
to review hackers.
Okay, let's-
Sorry, keep going.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's no giant bomb or anything that you would like find
Yeah.
to keep them away.
There you can't. It's
It's-
cutting the wire at the right second, so it's 007
Right,
as
exactly.
the timer goes down. Yeah.
That's not happening.
No
It's
crazy
just,
villains like Jaws anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a guy who throws his hat.
Yeah.
Odd job.
Odd job.
Right. Nothing else
Mm-hmm.
like that will ever be made again, because people will be like, "Oh, it's too cheesy."
I don't know. I agree with you, but I disagree with you. I think that those will come back, just like everything. It's secular, you know, or you know, it will come back
Secular.
eventually. Secular. I don't know. It will come back because, you know, I mean, look at the superhero movies. They got so dark, and then okay, we have now Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
And so you will see something maybe go back to the old, more campy.
but I
Bond
think
stuff.
it's going to be campy with
a
a
serious tone.
wink, like
Yeah.
a wink to the audience.
Sure.
Kind of. Did you ever see Piranha?
I think I saw bits of that.
Okay, so it's basically making fun of
You know, I did see that movie. Yeah.
a like camp horror
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
essentially, where something goes wrong and piranhas eat everybody.
Uh-huh.
But the whole time it's kind of just saying, "Hey,
Hey.
you guys, we know this is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to tell us. We're in on the joke too." And that kind of spoils the fun a little bit for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. So, I think the first Bond film I saw was GoldenEye. I want to say it was GoldenEye.
That was probably my first Bond
Yeah.
movie that I watched.
Mainly because the video game.
Yeah.
And then going in, I know my parents were, weird things, my parents were never uppity about the games I played. But they're more more protective on like movies and stuff. And probably I thought they were more than they actually were.
Right.
Because in middle school or high school, I realized, I can do whatever I want to. They really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But they do, but not as much as I thought they would. And so I remember GoldenEye, and it's weird though because first seeing it, I remember because it was the first Bond film after the fall of the Soviet Union. And so there was a lot of imagery, especially in the opening of, sickles and hammers and these statues of Lenin and whoever. And I had no clue what that meant watching that movie. I had no clue what that meant.
Right.
I'm just like, oh, it's some weird shit going on in this movie with statues and
Yeah.
sickles and hammers. What's this all about?
Right.
And what's this Soviet Union and Russia? I don't know any of this. And I just thought it was a weird movie with people with weird accents. I had no clue what, the whole backstory of Alec Trevelyan was. And so it was all kind of, that whole tone of it was lost on me. But I enjoyed it because I think a lot of it is the video game. But I think I really dug the betrayal of the friend who becomes your enemy. And I thought that was kind of a cool... I just thought everything about that movie was cool. A lot of the settings were really cool.
I think that's kind of the whole series.
Yeah.
It's based around this cool guy in cool clothes with cool cars, gets smoking babes, and shoots cool villains.
Mm-hmm. And just like cool locations, like
him
skydiving off the thing and going into the building, and then the whole plane sequence, and then just like the fight at the very end. And the whole hacker thing too in there with Alan Cummings, and I am invincible, and I always click the pen too. Like I still do that and twirl it around, like the pen that's a bomb. There's all these cool little Anyway though, then I remember I used to draw comics, and I had a character in my comic that was pretty much James Bond meets like South Park.
Mm-hmm.
I was a weird kid, and. And so...
Sounds like something that kids would love.
Yeah. And so it was like this little character that looked like Cartman from South Park. But it was pretty much like a... And this is why I always say that I wish I played Metal Gear Solid as a kid. Because this is sort of... I don't want to say it's what I was doing, but it was sort of the same vein of just really cheesy secret agent stuff I was doing. And it was pretty much like a ripoff of James Bond movies. And I got really into James Bond movies. And I wanted to do a spoof of every one. I used to draw the covers, like what they would be. And so like, I would watch all the Bond movies as a kid. I think I watched all of them. I think I owned all of them on VHS for a while.
Nice.
And so, I mean, we could kind of go into, I guess, what films we like the most. But yeah, I was really into Bond for a long time. I still am. I don't think I've seen Casino Royale, all of it. I don't think I've seen all of it.
Casino Royale's good.
Mm-hmm. I saw Quantum of Solace. I didn't really like it.
That is not good.
It's not good. A lot of CGI fight scenes. I like Skyfall a lot.
Skyfall is
probably the best.
Is the most visually appealing Bond movie ever. I mean, it may be one of my favorite shot movies of all time. Mm-hmm. That fight scene I think it's in Hong Kong, where they're in the building with all the like LED signs and stuff behind them.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's very sick. And I did not see Spectre.
Spectre's okay.
Yeah. I have not seen that yet. So I just need to see those two. Yeah, and it's weird because the Bond movies they're almost out of date, like as far as what he represents.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It's a very Cold War era character now set in modern day. It just doesn't really... And I'm not even for like, oh, he's taking things to his own hand and that shouldn't happen. More just like, it just doesn't work as much nowadays. It's a cool idea, but it's just kind of an old character. I don't know do they even have... I'm sure they have secret agents still, but not like that probably, right?
Yeah, not in the same way.
Yeah. With all the gadgets and stuff.
Yeah, you don't need to risk someone's life as much, even though there are people who are undercover and doing all kinds of stuff. But I mean, it's not like there was ever Well, there was a real James Bond.
Have you ever read the books? I've never read them, but I've heard they're just like insane.
Yeah.
Like the stuff he does in the books are just insane. Like he'll have like a T-bone for breakfast and drink like 5 martinis and just frickin' everything. Yeah, it's supposed to be crazy. Yeah, I mean that's what I heard at least.
But
But
I don't know. Can't speak to it. Haven't read them.
so, what's your favorite Bond?
My favorite one, going back and watching them all, is Goldfinger.
That's your favorite movie?
My favorite Bond movie.
Okay. Well, who's your favorite Bond? But we could do favorite.
Oh,
Bond.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. My favorite Bond. I mean, it's Connery,
Yeah.
right?
See, I like Roger Moore a lot. I liked his movies a little more. They're a little more kind of goofy.
Roger Moore is
Yeah.
the goof.
Yeah.
Roger Moore is the Adam West
Yeah.
of
I agree
James
with
Bond.
that. I liked Roger Moore. I like the goofiness. His movies are a little more memorable to me, at least. Like, I love Live and Let Die. I could maybe say that might be my favorite one. Just not watching him in a long time. I saw Goldfinger recently, and that's up there. But Live and Let Die might be one of my favorites.
Goldfinger is
It's the
is
gold
is,
standard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the one that all those Austin Powers movies are
Metal
pretty
Gear
much
Solid is based off that.
just-
yeah.
100%
Mm-hmm.
Goldfinger.
Yeah.
And there's a reason, because everyone has those images in their head after they see it.
The
And they're
the
like,
late,
okay, this is
what's her
cool.
name in Gold? Pussy Galore.
Pussy
and then,
Galore.
him getting sucked out of the plane and the Odd Job and the bomb going off in
Mhm.
007, all that. Yeah.
All of it. So
him
good.
raping Pussy Galore. You watch that scene again, it's a rape scene.
There's
it is
a-
legitimately a rape scene.
There's a lot of. If I went back and I calculated the number of women that James Bond more than likely raped,
Yeah.
it's a Cosbyan number.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. It's really of the times, you know.
In the new ones, he does it too.
Yeah.
In Spectre, I think he bones 3 girls like immediately. If you do see Spectre,
I need to watch
just
it.
because the first shot is just one big tracking shot
Mhm.
for I don't know how long, the first 12 minutes or something like that.
Is that becoming less impressive?
I would say it's definitely easier to pull off.
I feel like it's done so much now. It's just
It's done a lot. I love it.
I love it too. I love it.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time I see it.
Especially like Children of Men kind of tracking where it's all this action going on. Anytime you put explosions and stuff that needs to be timed,
Yeah.
I think is pretty impressive.
One of the things about Spectre is it starts with like a parade scene.
Yeah.
And so there's just tons of people.
Mhm.
And just to be able to fight through all of that, and then it goes up and inside of a
Wow.
room and then out and around. So there's just a ton
I'd
of
love to see what goes
stuff
into
going on.
like planning that out.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's documentaries about all that, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
that'd be really cool to see.
Okay, so what is your favorite Bond song?
Favorite Bond song? Well,
The favorite theme.
my favorite Bond song, I've been thinking because I really liked Skyfall. I love Live and Let Die. I loved Goldfinger. But I think The Spy Who Loved Me might be my favorite one.
Really?
Nobody does it better. That's a good one. It might be a little SG, but it's good. I like that one.
I like Live and Let Die,
Yeah.
Skyfall.
Live and Let Die. That might be my favorite Bond movie, I think.
Live and Let Die?
Yeah. What about yours? You said Goldfinger, right?
Goldfinger's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah, I like Live and Let Die a lot. I like the location of it. I thought it was really cool. I like Roger Moore. Spy Who Loved Me might be my favorite, but it might just be because of Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jaws is probably my favorite villain in Bond because he's
Okay,
this
I
big
can
old
see
dude
that.
with teeth.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
It's fun.
Then he has a happy ending in Moonraker, which is not that bad of a movie. People like to rip it.
Yeah, Moonraker's, I don't know.
I need to rewatch. I haven't watched it in years, but
Yeah, I don't know.
it was kind of cheesy.
You may
yeah, change my
not
mind.
necessarily feel the same way about it.
No, thing is though, yeah, like Sean Connery's the gold standard. Goldfinger's probably the best Bond film, hands down. His other stuff's like Russia with Love is the one that everyone talks about, but I just don't remember it. I need to rewatch that.
Uh-huh.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I'll probably kind of go with pick and choose through some of the old ones and rewatch a lot of them, especially with doing more Metal Gear Solid videos for my YouTube channel, the Video Game Film School. Like, it's all James Bond.
Uh-huh.
Like the Snake Eater, the third game in Metal Gear Solid series, is the intro of it has a musical intro just like a James Bond film, and it has a song that sounds like a James Bond song.
It's weird how you can just kind of be like, that's a James Bond song.
Oh yeah, and it has like the imagery, and it's like it's like a lot of like snakes and lit women, and it's him like popping up, and there's guns, and it's "Lived in a dream, Snakey," and they got the trombones and all that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I want to go through. Do you have anything else? I guess you said your favorite song is "Love Let Die." What's your favorite Bond villain?
Ooh.
What's your favorite Bond girl?
I don't know the names necessarily. I remember being very pro Halle Berry.
Yeah.
When at the time that came out, because it is kind of weird. There's like a gap in taste in women. Like I don't know. So I'll say Halle Berry.
Yeah.
My favorite villain.
I can't
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll say him.
Okay. That's good. I need to watch that. He's just a good villain in general, good actor.
Right.
Anything he does is gold.
Yeah, and that movie gets a little weird because there's like he fights the Christopher Walken's servant
Christopher
lady.
Walken?
No, James Bond.
Is Christopher Walken? Yeah, Christopher Walken was a villain, right?
Yeah, that's what I.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Chris. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Christoph Waltz for a second.
No.
Okay, Christopher Walken.
No, Christopher Walken.
Okay, I apologize. That was Man with a Golden Gun, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew it because I knew it.
Sorry
wasn't...
for that whole thing. That was weird. I thought you were saying Christoph Waltz.
No,
Christopher
no.
Walken.
No, Christopher Waltz was not that good.
Oh, okay. Everything I said though applies to Christopher Walken too, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he beats up his man-lady servant. And
man-lady servant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he has sex with her.
Oh. Okay.
If I remember.
Is
correctly.
that 70s, right? I don't think I've.
Yeah.
Man with the Golden Gun was one either I haven't seen or it just didn't stick with me because I don't remember anything about that movie.
Well, he has a big old house.
I know it's on an island and you got Mini Corby Davidson on there.
Yes.
Yeah, I know all that. They're supposed to make a movie about that guy.
Really?
Yeah, and what's his face from Game of Thrones is supposed to play him.
Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Why does that have to be Peter Dinklage?
Well, you were talking about the little guy.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure. Okay. Whatever.
Sure. Kit Harington isn't tall. Maybe I should have guessed him.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to go through all the, not all of them, but maybe the ones that stand out, the Bond films, and maybe give your opinion on some of them. Dr. No was, it's kind of just, it's the first one, but again, one I don't remember. I remember the lady coming out of the waters. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then from Russia with Love, I feel like I need to rewatch that because that's considered a lot of people's favorites. I know it's my favorite. Okay, it's the best one they ever made.
Didn't you just say it was your favorite?
No, I said it was a lot of people's favorites.
No, but before.
I said Live and Let Die
Was
my
your
favorite.
Okay.
But my favorite is definitely Russia with Love. Okay, I love Russia. Okay, they're the best.
It's a good one.
Goldfinger, that's the gold standard. Thunderbird, I always confused with Thunderball, which was a roller rink. Thunderball roller rink.
Right.
Yeah. So I always say Thunderball. Do you remember Thunderbird?
Thunderbird, is that the one? What's the
The
one?
water one, I think. It's
after. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one that after Connery leaves, where they get like discount Connery in there?
Oh, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, or is it Diamonds Are Forever?
I don't think it's Diamonds Are Forever.
I don't know. Majesty's Secret Service, right? That was the George Lazenby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
I didn't like that one as much.
No,
I don't like George
I actually thought he was okay,
Yeah.
but it was like in between Connery ones.
Yeah.
So
And you only
you look bad.
Yeah. You Only Live Twice had a really good beginning where he fakes his own death. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that one.
Oh my God, what's he called? Oh, he's really alive.
Right.
Oh. It's sort of like Skyfall in a way, right?
I've been tricked.
You've been duped.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Her Majesty's Secret Service. Diamonds Are Forever wasn't Connery's last, but he did one more, right? That wasn't really an official.
Right, because it
Yeah.
wasn't made by the same production company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Diamonds Are Forever was his last one. Then Live and Let Die. That was 1973 with R.I.P. Roger Moore. And then
Yes.
Live and Let Die. Man with the Golden Gun was 74. That was right after.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I don't know. That doesn't really. I guess just don't remember much. I think though, yeah, man, Roger Moore has like some of my favorites here. So, he only did like 4 though. Well, that's interesting. I thought he did more than 4. He did Live and Let Die, which is probably my favorite. Man with the Golden Gun, Spy Who Loved Me, which is great also. Then
Spy Who Loved Me is really good.
Yeah.
That's one of my
favorites. Yeah, and then Moonraker.
Yeah, Moonraker's the most ridiculous
Yes.
of all of them.
It was 1979. And then For Your Eyes Only, that was the... Oh, I'm sorry. He did For Eyes Only, Octopussy, which is the best name for a Bond film. Octopussy.
From Russia with Love is a pretty great
Octopus.
name.
Hey, it's an octopus. Bada bing.
Ooh, tough guy over here.
Hey.
Hey, what are you from? What are you?
Was-
Hey, hold on.
Ooh.
Oh, what are you from? Goodfellas?
Hey, bada bing. You think I'm funny? Hey, yeah, funny, yeah.
Like a clown.
I'm
What a
Joe
good
Pesci.
film.
That was a film.
man.
So wait, was For Your Eyes Only? That was that was Sean Connery or was that still Roger Moore? I'm gonna look at this.
Because I know Connery.
Yeah, that was Roger Moore.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I don't remember For Your Eyes Only. Then Octopussy. I don't remember much about Octopussy. And then A View to a Kill was. That is what's his face? The guy who was only like 2 or 3, but he was really good.
Daltrey.
Yeah, Dalton. I thought those movies were really brutal and good. I thought
Mhm.
they were really good. They're underrated Bond films because they were really brutal. I remember them being really bloody and really just kind of grotesque. And that was during the whole cocaine drug rise of the 80s.
The heyday.
The heyday. So you had View to a Kill and The Living Daylights, which were really good movies, and License to Kill. And then that last one was 1989. And then come 1995, you had GoldenEye.
Yes.
Which is, I think it's more famous for the video game than it is the actual movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The movie is forgettable.
Mhm.
I honestly, all the Pierce Brosnan ones are kind of forgettable.
It's like
in the grand scheme of Bond movies.
Tomorrow Never Dies, then The World Is Not Enough, and then Die Another Day. Yeah, those are all very forgettable. And that was 2002. Then Casino Royale comes out 2006. And that
Ooh.
was sort of a reboot.
Daniel Craig coming out of the water
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
tiny little shorts.
Oh, it looks like my grandpa, but How old is Daniel Craig?
You got a hot grandpa.
No, he just looks like. How old is he?
I think he's like 45.
He looks like he's 60.
He's got the big old ears.
Yeah. He looks very old. I don't know. I've always thought he looked 60.
Well, maybe he is.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good actor. I like Daniel Craig.
He steals the youth of those women.
He
in
does
those
steal the
movies.
youth. It was really...
Sucks it right out of their naughty spot.
I watched, I'm sorry, I just talked over you again.
You're fine.
Man, Road to Perdition, and he's in it. And he plays such a slimeball character in that. It's so weird to see him play, like, something so slimy and weak.
Oh, I remember the thing that I remember him being the most slimy in was the new Star Wars. He was a stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Number 1 slime ball.
Slime ball. And I never saw Layer Cake, and he was in that. I own it. I never saw Layer Cake. But
I haven't seen it.
yeah, he's in that. I think it's sort of a espionage movie, I think. And then Casino Royale, you had Quantum of Solace, which sucked in 2008. Then you had Skyfall, Spectre, and then that's it.
and whatever else. And after that, Daniel Craig said,
I'm not doing it anymore.
I would rather cut my own wrists than be in another Bond movie.
A little excessive there.
But
no, buddy.
Yeah, I think they were going to offer him some insane amount of money, like $34 million to do it, and I think he's going to do another one.
Yeah, I think so.
But
I think he might have said that in jest, too. Like, he wasn't...
It was during the middle of, like, press time for the movie which is probably the worst part, because you just have to sit down and have
generic
a million
questions.
People come in and ask you the exact same questions over and over again.
And that must suck for like movies that are really bad too. I don't know. I mean, I don't know actually probably what's worse.
When you have to just like pretend that it's going to be really good.
The Mummy's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be so good. You know, we have all these people in Egypt doing production work, and you know, I read up on some mummy mythology, and you know, I just really did my research on this one.
So
Scientology.
Bookies in Britain are taking bets.
Oi, Governor, who's going to be the next James Bond? Put your pictures in now.
So,
hi, Governor.
Do you know who is
Idris Elba
leading the way?
Idris Elba? Because we need a black Bond.
Tom Hardy has 5-2 odds.
He's a little too mean.
Too big.
Too big.
I want to
Give me Idris Elba.
I would.
Is he too old now?
Idris Elba?
Yeah.
No, I think he'd be.
Yeah, he'd be good.
So great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he looks great in the as the gunslinger in the Dark Tower trailer. The movie doesn't necessarily look good.
No, it looks bad.
But he looks cool.
Yeah, he looks cool
in it, and he looks good in a tuxedo, and he would be able to pull out. I don't care.
No,
Idris Elba's great.
Yeah, he's great. Tom
Hardy 5-2 odds. He should be a Bond villain. He should not be Bond.
What if he plays a villain and then he plays Bond?
He also doesn't speak super well.
No, he doesn't. I remember Inception. I can barely understand what he says.
He's just like he's a kind of mumbled mouthed, and I think they would have to really be taking it in another direction. Okay, the next favorite. So the second favorite, this one. Michael Fassbender. I think he could be a really awesome Bond.
He would be more of the suave kind of Bond. You know?
I don't think they've ever picked an actor at that level of fame.
Yeah. Because Bond's always been sort of a B movie thing. Even though they're big movies, they've always been kind of B. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Am I right with saying that? You know, they've always had great villains, but the guy who plays Bond's usually kind of not well known.
Well,
that much.
I mean, it makes people, then a lot of times they're typecast.
Yeah,
if you're not
Pierce
Sean
Brosnan,
Connery.
Yeah.
So, and Daniel Craig's done fine. All right, the next one is Aidan Turner.
Who's he?
He was the sexy dwarf in the Hobbit movies.
Okay. I haven't.
Yeah.
I
you haven't seen The Hobbit?
No. I've totally seen The Hobbit. Okay. Yeah, sure.
He's very young.
He has a small head. He doesn't have a lot of hair on that head.
I think he has a lot of hair. I think it's pulled back in a ponytail in this picture.
Okay.
I don't know. James Norton.
I don't know who James Norton is.
That's another just like British guy.
Oh, I'm a British. I'm going to play James Bond. I remember Clive Owen was up for it for a little while. I don't like Clive Owen, though. I think he's too just one note. Right. He was good in Children of Men. I think Children of Men was good. He wasn't necessarily good in it.
How do you feel
I didn't like him in Sin City either.
How do you feel about Tom Hiddleston as Bond?
I like that kid, but man, I
don't think it's a good fit.
I don't think it's a good fit either. He's too young, you know, and he's too much of a. He's just sort of like he's too much of a kid, you know. He's I could see more as Nathan Drake than James Bond.
I think he's very.
We're thinking of the same guy, right? Yeah. Spider-Man.
Loki.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about Tom. What's the other guy's name? Yeah, him either. I don't think he's good for Bond either. He's got like the
Benedict Cumberbatch, not that attractive.
Yes,
but for exactly.
For some reason,
attractive.
yes, he's got the Benedict Cumberbatch thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
That all the girls love him.
Idris Elba, 7-1.
Yeah.
And then
I think Tom Hardy might be kind of cool. Like I of all the people you're telling me besides Idris Elba, I think Tom Hardy might be a cool pick. It'd be interesting, you know. I don't necessarily need just a guy that he would be interesting. You know, he wouldn't just be a pretty boy up there. It would be something a little more interesting because he's kind of more animalistic. You know, Tom Hardy is. Yeah. So it'd be kind of playing with maybe more of his animal side.
And then the other name that they had on there was Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's Superman, right?
Yeah.
He's too handsome though. I guess James Bond is really handsome. I'm like for the more grittier Bond. More grit. Like we don't need Pierce Brosnan. We need grit Bond. I guess that's what you kind of hated, right? But even Roger Moore wasn't a good looking guy. He was just a guy, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Sean Connery was sexiest man alive at the time.
Yeah, at the time. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It depends on what
taste,
what kind of Bonds they're looking for.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't need my Bond to be Pierce Brosnan. I kind of I want him to be a little more, just kind of a dude in a way, like Roger Moore, just a dude.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But such is life.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna be pretty.
Always.
Can't have the ugly guy. And if you are ugly, you're like hot to some people out there in a weird way. You know?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. It sucks. World sucks. Why can't girls like guys with like me?
Bye.
That's why I hate women.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
MRA. Trey Mitchell.
That's
MRA.
why I bought a ticket to the all-women screening of Wonder Woman.
Yes, you can.
And that's why I'm doing my ad impression right now. That's why I bought my ticket to Wonder Woman.
I'm really sick of it.
I'm really sick of all this. That's a good ad impression I'm doing.
Yeah, it's the impression of the character that I play.
I play a character
when I do my outrage.
Let me tell you something. I'm really upset with all these feminazis.
Ooh. All right, Trey, tell people where to find you.
Yeah, this has been a good show, man. We talked about James Bond. We talked about some other stuff like The Leftovers and whatnot.
Yeah.
We had a fun little time, right?
I think so.
I think we had a fun time. You think we're going to do this again?
You know what? I think we just might.
I'm excited. Anyway, this is Super FilmsCast 64. We're on every week on Monday. We record Mondays, post Tuesdays. We've been doing a good job. We haven't missed any days yet, you know, and so we're probably a better track record than Austin and I because we've definitely missed a bunch.
Trying our best.
And, and so, yeah, you can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud. I think we're on whatever the Android app is, too. I want to say we are. I think I posted that up there, but no one's ever told me. No one tells me anything. Well, I wonder if people even listen.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a no.
No one listens to this podcast. We're just talking into the void.
Yeah.
And then we'll die, and this will die with us.
Of course.
So find me at CrayTreyVids on Twitter. Where can they find you, Adam?
You can find me on Venmo at Adam Fullerton. Send me the money, and I'll give you a like. A like from a podcast superstar? A deal at twice the price. So go ahead, send me money and gifts, but no gifts. I'm at the Fullertron on Twitter.
All right, guys, have a good day. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
It's called a road. It's called a rainbow road. It is a road that you go. It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road. And you will know when you get there. It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road. It is a road that you go. It's a road that you go when you die. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's got Princess Peach, Mario, and the Toad. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. We'll go. It's Rainbow Road, it's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road, I'll miss you again, Uncle. It's Rainbow Road, it's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road, I'll miss you again on Rainbow Road. It's called a road, it's called a Rainbow Road. It is a road that you go.